This is Final Fantasy. This is Final Fantasy. It sounds so good. Hey music friends, this is Davi Vasc. I'm a music composer for games and Final Fantasy 16 is out. So today we're going to listen to and talk about the regular battle theme for Final Fantasy 16. Apparently it's very good. I haven't played the demo, I haven't played the game yet, so this will be my first time listening to this. I'm excited. Let's go. Oh god, this... This immediately sounds... This sounds so classic. This sounds like classic Final Fantasy. Oh, nice. Very interesting rhythm. Man, Soken is so good at rescuing that old school Final Fantasy sound, and it sounds so genuine and so authentic. This beginning here, as soon as this began playing, I had a sensation, you know, a flashback, a rush of emotions of old Final Fantasy, of classic Final Fantasy. I don't know exactly what it is, I can't quite put my finger on it. Doesn't this sound like Final Fantasy VII or something? I think it's just generally the type of arrangement, the type of rhythm as well, this kind of the kind of stuff that Uematsu used to do a lot in like Final Fantasy VII, right? Okay, I scrolled down to the comments here because I just had a feeling that this sounded so classic. I had a feeling that this was a more direct reference to something that I was missing. So I scrolled down here to the comments and everybody is saying that this is actually a pretty direct reference to the Final Fantasy VIII battle theme. This is so cool. Like, I don't know the Final Fantasy VIII battle theme. I've never played Final Fantasy VIII. It's so cool that even though I don't know the source material that he's referencing here, I was still able to sense that Final Fantasy soul. That goes to show how, you know, I've said this before, how good Soken is at sounding like Final Fantasy. Okay, let's see. This is Final Fantasy VIII's battle theme. Oh. Yeah. It's a very direct reference indeed. Cool. Yeah, now let's go back to the Final Fantasy 16. That's so cool. Yeah, very direct reference. And this rhythm here is very interesting. It confused me at first because I had my mind in Final Fantasy VII for some reason. The beginning of it, before I found out it was actually a reference to Final Fantasy VIII, I had Final Fantasy VII in my head, and Nobuo Uematsu used to use a rhythm similar to this in that kind of era of Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, but he used to do it slightly different than this. Soken, what I think he's doing is he's kind of subverting a rhythmic trope of Final Fantasy. He is doing it kind of similar to what Uematsu used to do, but he's changing it a little bit. I'm gonna show you. So if you count the beats here with me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a 6-beat measure. A measure in music is just a block of time, and depending on how the composer organizes this time, we say it's a 3-beat measure or a 4-beat measure or a 6-beat measure. It's just a way to organize the rhythm within that block of time. And this one, like as you saw, is a 6-beat measure. The block of time is divided in 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The interesting thing about this is that Uematsu used to use a very similar rhythmic figure to this but he used to do it in 4 beats. That's why I was confused at first. I thought the rhythm was kind of crazy, that he was doing something crazy with the rhythm, but he just did a very simple modification to the classic Uematsu format. So check this out. This is the Final Fantasy VII battle theme. Listen how the accented notes in the rhythm, the pa 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 pa, they're so similar to the Final Fantasy 16 battle theme as well, right? Bum, 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 bum. But the thing is, remember, I counted the Final Fantasy 16 rhythm and it was a 6-beat measure. Now check out what happens when I count this one from Final Fantasy 7. Remember, from Nobu Uematsu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a 4-beat measure on Final Fantasy VII. So what Soken did is he adapted the classic Final Fantasy rhythm to a 6-beat measure. So it sounds familiar, but it's different at the same time, and it threw me off. It confused me at first, which is good for a battle theme, right? A battle theme is supposed to be something unpredictable and dangerous and, you know, action-packed and surprising. So it's so cool. He managed to make this battle theme, like I said, familiar, but it also is different and it throws you off. It surprises you. That's very cool. Okay, let's continue. The 6-beat measure, right? Oh, it's a little bit darker. Some tense chords. This is chromatic mode again. This is amazing, very good. Did you guys watch my previous video on Final Fantasy 16? He's doing chromatic mode again. So adventurous, man, so much emotion, so much emotion. Remember chromatic mode, I explained that in my previous video. Apparently Soken doesn't like to be bound by key, to be bound by tonality. So he's using chromatic mode again, which, as I explained in the previous video, means that you go Super Saiyan as a composer and you use every note in the keyboard. Every note is available to you. You're no longer bound by key. So I'm gonna show you what he's doing here. Notice how he's using adjacent notes, one note adjacent to the other. He's not really respecting the skips that you have to do when you are in a certain key. He's just using adjacent notes because screw key. It keeps going. The violin is so emotional. And it keeps going. Soken is too good of a composer to be bound by the limitations of keys and tonalities. Oh man. Amazing. A more intimate moment. Amazing. Man, this is Final Fantasy. This is Final Fantasy. It sounds so good. What a moment. What a moment of intimacy and emotion in the middle of a battle. This is, I keep saying this, I can't shut up about it. This is so Final Fantasy. such a moment of quietness and hope. He's using a lot of peaceful chords in this part. It sounds more intimate, more quiet. Man, such a little moment of emotion and hope in the middle of battle. Hey, I've done a video on the music of Ifrit versus Phoenix. Remember that crazy fight from the beginning of Final Fantasy 16? It's over here, and over here I have more videos on other Final Fantasy music. Keep sharing the music from the games that you love with me, and remember, whenever you're ready to spread your wings and go on a music journey again, I'll see you there.